Madagascar's rich and unique biodiversity has led scientists to consider it a living fossil.
Madagascar is thought to be the oldest island in the world, isolated for 65 million years. It's located in the Indian Ocean off the eastern coast of southern Africa. While it's considered part of Africa, Madagascar has no large animals associated with Africa. No elephants, no rhinoceros, no antelope, or deadly poisonous snakes. This island is rich in biodiversity and is home to 8 whole plant families, 350 species of frogs, 370 types of reptiles, 5 families of birds, and countless insects found nowhere else on the planet. Madagascar is one of the world's top conservation priorities because over 80% of the wildlife is unique to the island. There are 5 general geographic regions in Madagascar. The East Coast, where it's wet and home to the rainforest. The West Coast, home of dry deciduous forest. The Central Highlands, cooler and drier and home to much of Madagascar's agriculture. The Southwest, the driest, most desert-like part of the island. And the Serra-Neuro Massif to the north, home of the highest mountain on the island.
I hate boat rides.
I get terribly seasick when I'm in a boat on the sea.
It took everything I had to get up the nerve to go to the Maswala Peninsula. This is located in the northeast section of Madagascar. It was across a lot of very big swells, but it ended up being fun. In Maswala Bay, or the Maswala Peninsula, we had tons and tons and tons of rain. And it was more rain than I had anticipated. Even though you hear rainforest, you know you're going to get some rain, but it rained all the time. And later on we found out it's the rainiest or the wettest section of Madagascar. The interesting thing was that it was so wet, but we didn't see a lot of the fungi or, lichens, and not a lot of those kind of things that you typically see. We also didn't see a lot of insects on the ground. I kept looking for ants and any kind of insects along the ground, and we really didn't see anything. The other thing was that the rocks, it was very, very rocky. And I'm beginning to wonder if there's something with the composition of the rocks or that atmosphere that prevents fungus from growing. Something's just really unique. It was unlike any rainforest that I'd ever seen. The other interesting thing is that this rainforest is one of the few in the world that borders the ocean. So there's also the element of salt water, whereas like in the Amazon you have fresh water. And that probably plays a pretty big part in the diversity of the life forms there.
The wet, lush rainforest was contrasted by what can only be described as the polar opposite, the Singi, or the stone forest. The word Singi can be translated into where one cannot walk barefoot. These spires rise up hundreds of feet, and the majority are razor sharp. It's believed that this limestone forest was formed approximately 200 million years ago at the bottom of a Jurassic lagoon. Layers of calcite collected at the bottom of the water, forming a thick bed of limestone. This limestone was elevated from the bottom of the lagoon due to tectonic activity. When the sea level fell during the ice ages, more of the limestone was exposed. The majority of the Singi formed as caves carved out by groundwater along the fracture lines, many as deep as 400 feet. As millions of years of monsoon rains beat down on the top, along with the rising and falling of the groundwater within the limestone structure, cave tops collapsed, creating the formation you see today. The value and uniqueness of Madagascar cannot be underestimated. Madagascar remains one of the most biodiverse hotspots on planet Earth. Its unique terrains, environments, and species have untold gifts yet to be discovered and appreciated. With sustainability measures and conservation, Madagascar will remain a land of intrigue and wonder for many generations to come.